Hi friends, Garry here from GBL, the old church, 5 Acre Homestead. Take time to smell the roses, and a rose by any other name is still a rose. Just to think, a week or so ago, I was going to prune down this rose bush. I was going to cut it all back. The fall had arrived. We've had our first frost a few days ago. And as I said, I was going to prune this rose down to just some bare stems. I really thought the season was over for this rose. Not so. This is a very beautiful rose, and it's got lots of life left and lots of blooms. I'm going to show it to you in a second. I just got home from school, folks, and I came out just to have a look at my garden, as I usually do after a full day of teaching. And I looked at this rose and I said, you know what? I'm going to do just a short video today to send along to our subscribers, to our friends, to have a look at this rose with me. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. And to think, I almost cut it back just before it was blooming. I'm going to show you in a second, because there's at least another 20 or so blooms here ready to bloom. And I'm sure over the next few days or week or so that it's going to bloom some more. And I'm going to put away these big shears and these pruning scissors right here. I'm going to put all this away for at least a couple of more weeks and enjoy this rose. Let's take a look. When I chatted with you last week about this rose, there was just one bloom on this rose plant, this rose bush. But just look at it now. Isn't that gorgeous? There must be a dozen or so rose blooms, different shades of pink on this rose bush. This is Katie's rose bush. And just look at Katie's door to her apartment. Katie loves pink. And it was why we planted this rose bush about 3 or 4 years ago now. And it was quite small, and it had just a couple of blooms. But just look at it now. And if you look closely, folks, you can see that there's lots of blooms yet to come out on this beautiful rose bush. Right there in the screen now, I can see about 5 up close. And then toward the back, there's a few more. And if I look over here, well, just look, there must be a dozen just on that bush right there. And if I go down a little bit, just look at that. There's a bunch of a half a dozen right there. Those shears need to be put away for another little while. And I'm going to remind Miss Betty and Devin and Miss Katie that this rose bush is going to be beautiful for at least a few more weeks. We are not going to touch this gorgeous rose bush. Isn't it amazing? A rose, by any other name, folks, is still a rose. And of course, as I said at the top, take time to smell the roses. And there's a beautiful aroma coming off of these roses, I can tell you that. I wish I had smell-o-vision that I can send you along the aroma, the smell that's coming off these roses. Absolutely beautiful, folks. So I thought I would show it to you before we cut it back. And like I said, we're not going to. And maybe just before I decide to cut this back in a couple of weeks' time, I'll do another little short video of this rose bush. A gorgeous rose bush. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to let the rose do the talking for me. I'm going to just let it play along. I'm going to add a little bit of music to this video, of course, and you can just enjoy this rose bush with me today. Here it is, a beautiful pink rose bush.